Hey everybody, it's your favorite bulk uploading YouTuber, Yaya9 here once again, and I've got some more random toy reviews to knock out of the way before I actually move on to my backlog. So, I'm guessing it's Bullmark month because I've been chucking out nothing but Bullmark reviews, so let's just get these type of figures out of the way first, why not? Not only is my channel, first of all, flooding with Ultra Hero reviews at the moment, but it's also flooding with Bullmark type reviews, so let's just, let's savor the moment because it's not gonna last. But in any case, here is the review for this time. It is the B Club middle size Arstron from the Return of Ultraman. Now I had his header tag here for a second ago, and I guess it slipped or something. Oh, there it is. As issued from B Club in the middle Kaiju series. The tag is the header card is a little bit restricted by the bag, but you can tell it says Burumaku no Midori Kaiju Collection. And on the back, Bullmark B Club Original Goods, Arstron Midori Size, Bandai from 2000. And there we go, that's your complete package. So, with this card out of the way, let's get on to the detail of the toy. You want to talk good head sculpts? You got it. Arstron's head sculpt is one of the absolute best from Bullmark that I've ever seen. Now, this is the reason why I gave Ghostron back here a very hard time, because since they're supposed to be the same suit, why is this sculpt so bad versus that one? It's a smaller figure too, so it doesn't make any sense. Now that might be the case, but the rest of this figure I do have a little bit of a problem with. First of all, this is a very good paint job actually. I think I picked it up just because of the paint job, because it's actually surprisingly faithful to what the original Arstron looked like when it first showed up in Return of Ultraman. Now Arstron was obviously a much deeper blue, and the red should have been more centered, but in any case, it's fairly accurate to what it is, and I'm a fan of this paint job. What I'm not a fan of is the sculpt work on this figure. Now, for whatever reason, Bullmark for their middle sizes actually have extremely long legs, or extremely long arms, or extremely short legs, one of these two, because the arms are way too long on this thing. And I'm not a fan of how the tail is going either. I'm guessing that's why Arstron has such a head height. But this tail is short and stumpy, and should be dragging on the floor. So that's kind of sad. But in any case, I think the sculpt work is fairly good on this figure, especially on the stomach, where it's actually got a lot more detail. And while the tail link down here looks a little awkward, I think it's forgivable for being a stylized figure. In any case, let's get on to the articulation. Articulation on the B Club Arstron is fairly standard. I think it's the same as the regular size release. But both of the arms rotate 360 degrees, with both of the legs doing the exact same thing. And with Bandai on one of the feet, of course, all figures share that. So I'm sorry if I didn't show it on the Ghostron figure review. And finally, the head rotates 360 degrees. Now, this is something that I would have liked to see on the Ghostron figure. So, good job, guys. But in any case, that's fairly good articulation, and I really have nothing else to complain about with this thing. Moving on to size comparisons, this figure is a middle size, so it's about half the size of a generic Bullmark figure. Now, you might be thinking that's a good thing, but unfortunately, half the size comes at a price. It's shorter than most of Bandai's figure offerings, even for undersized kaiju. Like, maybe it could work for something like Bazobu over here, where since Bazobu is undersized, it actually kind of works in its favor, but the styles clash. But for a better size comparison of some sort, let's toss in the Ultraman Jack figure as a comparison, and of course it's way too short to match up with Jack. Compared with its Ultra Monster Series counterpart, or the Heisei version of it, yeah, it barely reaches the neck, so that's not that great either. However, if you are a fan of the Ultra Monster 500 offerings that Bandai has been pumping out in recent years that I'm not a fan of, you're in luck, because they actually scale fairly well. So I have this Snug on here that I picked up for other purposes. and they actually scale up fairly well with each other. Now there is, again, this stylistic clash between these two, but in any case, I think they do scale up very well. Also, if you happen to be a fan of Poppy figures like I am with some of their releases, they scale up fairly well with these things too. So that's about the scaling. It's a fairly small figure, but I think based on what it is, it's got a fairly good scale to it. Tossing the header bag back into view, let's get on with the final part of the review, which is what do I think of it in the end and whether or not you should buy it. Now, I tracked down this figure for about $20, and that's way too expensive. I'd say if you can find this thing for under about $5, I'd say it's good enough. I paid so much because of mostly shipping. And honestly, even though this figure is it's pretty good, it's not very compatible with the rest of your presumed collections. You're not gonna have a lot of fun with it if you don't have other Bullmark middle-sized figures from this line specifically, because I have another Bullmark middle-sized figure that I have coming up next that doesn't fit with it at all. But in any case, it's a fine figure. I like the paint job, I like the articulation, I like the sculpt work. It's just pretty good. And honestly, if you can find it for under $5, pick it up. It's not bad at all. But yeah, that's been the review. Xiao 9, and the final score again is 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.